attention. And I think about things like Ease and Popful Mail and also other stuff like Dragon's Curse or Dynastic Hero, which are kind of somewhere between Metroid and RPG, but kind of a Zelda 2 thing and awfully enjoyable. And those are a lot of kind of under-the-radar type games that I really like. I started playing Ease as an adult and was surprised by how much I enjoyed it, especially some of the PSP remakes, which are just really good.
You'll be happy to know, Jared, we just had a sort of Ease sidebar in between calls, so we did discuss a little bit of this, but what was that Ultima game again that you recommend for the NES?
Ultima 4, it's really more playable than the PC versions. It's a lot simpler, and in this case, the simplicity worked really well. You can actually beat it and not hate yourself.
Is that on like a ROM, or is that like on like a Virtual Console or anything? Do you know?
No, I've never found it on Virtual Console. You can dig up a cartridge. It's Ultima 4 Quest for the Avatar, and if you're morally unchallenged or morally challenged, you can go out and find it pretty easily. But it's floating out there. But I have a couple of cards. Y'all want me to send you one?
Oh no! What?
I missed that last part.
Oh, I talked too fast. I apologize. I said it's pretty easy to find the ROM floating out there, but I have a couple of cards. Y'all want me to send you one to the address?
Sure. I'll take it. And
yeah,
you will.
It's not rare or anything.
Hey, I would like an excuse to play something legitimately because I abuse the ROMs too much.
Okay, I understand.
I need an intervention. But thank you for.
Wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thanks a lot for calling, Jared, and thanks for the recommendations.
No problem at all. I'll shut up now and let somebody else talk. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank
Later, dude.
you.
Thank you to Jared. But I think that some PC people might get mad if we call Ultima B-List.
Yeah.
But on the NES it was. And can I say the name of the company that brought those games over is called Pony Canyon.
Oh wait, I remember that for something else.
Yeah, they've done stuff. Of course, now I said that I'm totally blanking at what, but
Pony Canyon sounds like a terrible place.
They sound like an animation company.
Yes, I think they license anime too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think they did like that and like maybe records or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
they've done
Welcome to
stuff.
Pony Canyon.
Yay! Gallop.
That's where they bury the ponies.
No!
Yes.
I knew that's
what
where
I
that was
thinking.
going. I was thinking the same thing. Like,
Yeah,
just,
it's like
it's
just
where
throw.
ponies go to die.
It's like Patches died. Throw her in Pony Canyon. That's right, Pony Canyon. Hey, you're on Retronauts. Who are you and where are you calling from?
This is Brian. I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Hello, Brian.
Oh, a southerner.
Hello. I was wondering if I could maybe ask two questions.
Go for it, Brian.
Well, the first one's not really a question. It's just, since this is about B-tier JRPG still, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Well, have any of you ever played the Dark Cloud games?
Yes.
Yes.
No. I know. I've played over 100 RPGs, but I feel like every one that's come up I haven't played.
Luck of the draw. So, Brian, do you have a question about any of the Dark Cloud games? Do you want to talk about any of them?
Well, I guess I do have a question about it. Well, first, I remember when me and my brother played the first, not the first, but the second Dark Cloud back when it came out in 2003 because we read it, it had got good reviews on EGM and it looked really cool.
Right.
And we ended up playing that game for over 400 hours.
Wow.
That is a
Wow.
game that can support
Were you
400
building
hours
your
of play.
town? Is that what it was?
Oh, maybe Brian can tell you. That game has quite a few mini games, right? That you can play on every level. You
Yeah,
can fish, you can golf, you can just do practically anything.
We especially me, because I started to play it after he finished it. I did pretty much everything. I got all of the medals.
Wow.
I maxed out all of the weapons. I even got every single idea, which is photographing every single thing in the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a lot you can miss too. Am I right? If you miss some photos, because in this game you take photos of things, in order to craft items. So like you take a picture of like this wheel and then maybe like this scary clown face. You can make the clown sword or something. I don't know.
Scary clown face.
I know that's one of the first bosses is a scary clown, but yeah.
Halloween.
So yeah.
I know the worst is because I played the game for like 4 or 5 times, but the one I didn't get probably till the 4th or 5th time was, I think it's called Cinders. To get that, I remember you had to build a wooden house in the volcano area, leave, and then come back, and then it would be burnt to cinders, and that's what you had to take a picture of.
I did not, but that game had so many little tiny secrets. I don't know how long it was in development for, but it just seemed like so packed with content. It's one of those games I've always wanted to go back to, but it just seems like it would consume my life because it almost did.
It's intimidating.
It is,
how
yeah.
big it is.
It is. It's got everything in it.
But it's definitely one of those titles I feel is overlooked. Some people
Yeah.
should actually go back to that format again.
Especially now that level 5 is like sort of like a name amongst
Yeah.
gamers, and that was I think one of their first really good games. Dark Cloud 1 I don't have the same fondness for. I tried playing it, and I guess
Yeah.
but at the time they were calling it the Zelda killer, which
Oh,
I don't know.
Actually remember that.
I don't know who was calling it that because
It's probably EGM or something.
damn you EGM from
I think it was
10 years ago.
I,
Yeah.
I think I actually remember it like
Yeah.
Dark Cloud being on the cover
Yeah,
of.
but I don't know. Dark Cloud 2 seems so much more polished.
It is like it's amazingly playable compared to 1, and I only played a little bit of 1 because I was like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Is that
still
cel shading?
it still looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean that the way like cell shaded games tend to age very very well.
Although the reason I never got it was because I thought it was some sort of weird Zelda ripoff.
Oh, do you think it was? Did you think it was going to kill Zelda, and then you were responsible in some way? Like I don't
no,
want that
it wasn't
blood on my
that.
hands.
It was just like, how do you beat Zelda? I don't believe this
Yeah.
hype. So I totally
I
ignored
want to
it.
know who manufactured that hype because it's completely uncalled for. I'm glad we don't do that anymore, do we? It's like the Halo killer is Mario Galaxy 3.
Mario.
So Brian, you said you had another topic?
Well, I was thinking a lot of the B tier RPGs from the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 era, things like Grandia, Wild Arms, Suikoden, Dragon, Breath of Fire. A lot of those have died at least.
We're still
Yes.
Yeah, they
This
have.
is
setting it to right now.
this is an important part of the discussion. They've either died or have went on to portable world where things are cheaper to make.
Yeah. Did they ever make a remake or a sequel to Musashi? Did anyone play
No.
that game?
Brave Fencer
Yeah,
Musashi.
Brave Fencer Musashi.
Yes.
I want to say they did release it.
You know what they did?
digitally.
They only did it to hurt me. They made a PS2 very very crappy sequel.
Ah,
The sequel is
that's the
terrible. It is just god awful, and I love the original game, even though it is very flawed. There's a lot of really neat, weird, cute, adorable things happening in it that I
Yes.
love.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it's interesting that our caller brought that up because I was like, you know what? There's a lot of that where there's a lot of games I really enjoyed on the PSX and that they never had a sequel.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if Cardia needed a sequel. That was a creepy game.
I played that. I don't think it needed a sequel.
No.
A lot of really pale, emaciated characters. Janine would not like that game.
That's why I don't
Anything with Amano designs. He's the Final
know.
Fantasy artist.
No, that's not true.
Just like wispy, like.
No, but that's
guys
just the logo
and-
art. It's not the actual. Oh wait.
In this case, it was. In this case,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Vagrant Story never got a sequel either.
Vagrant Story
No.
wasn't-
It was like it was some other guy.
It was but it was under SquareSoft.
Yeah.
But it didn't really.
That played like Parasite Eve, kind of.
A little bit. Yeah. It was
A
sort of
little
like the
bit.
evolution of
Dome
Parasite Eve.
reddish
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I played that to completion. I can wear that badge of honor. It's a very cumbersome game, and I can never go back again. Never. I can't. So
Yeah,
Brian,
Those RPGs died.
yeah,
And we forget that Capcom and Konami ever made RPGs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
we are kind of like gathering in their honor and memory as a
Exactly.
way. This is what this is intended
Although
to be.
Capcom is making Dragon's Dogma. That's
They
coming out
are.
next year,
Yeah,
right?
but that seems like it's a rip-off
It's like
of Dragon Age.
Jim-
That's what a lot of people are saying.
Dragon
it's-
Age, Demon Souls, and somebody
Yeah.
said something else. I forget what it
I think
was.
it's Jim Henson's
But-
Demon Souls babies.
what?
I like that.
That's the adjective I use for anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know if you're into anime, but have you seen Berserk?
I saw Berserk. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
I saw
Sorry.
Berserk.
Did you like it?
Yes.
They are going to be weapons featured, or some sort of element from Berserk featured in Dragon's Dogma.
Oh. that's neat.
Interesting.
So if you like Berserk, I'm not going to even say you like Dragon's Dogma. I don't know you. You know, I can't make that recommendation.
Oh, you know what else went out to die? Although I've heard
Went out
mixed
to
things.
die?
Went out to die.
It was
went out
sent to
pasture.
die. It
was
didn't
sent to
choose
get
it.
out.
It fell down the Pony Canyon.
It did. It did. I heard mixed things about the bouncer.
Oh,
For
I
PlayStation
played
2?
Is that
I
even an
played
RPG though?
No.
It's
Or
like
it
I thought it
has
was an
RPG.
action. Yeah.
It's like you can beat the game in an
Kinda like
hour.
D. Do you remember D on the PlayStation?
Yeah, nothing but
It's a
full motion
cinematic,
video.
Yeah.
Interactive movie. That's
Yeah.
sort of what
I
Bouncer
thought
was like.
I thought it had RPG elements though. Am I or is it not
I
really?
think you could level up.
Yeah, but it's mostly real-time fighting.
Ah,
like
okay.
Air Gaze,
Oh yeah.
I
Okay.
think it,
Never
yeah,
mind.
sort of like that.
except not very good. It was pretty.
Yeah, it was.
I,
was a pretty launch
I've
game.
heard that the graphics are still actually okay. If you go back and look at them, they still
I'll
hold
check
up
it out
okay.
for you.
I'll be the judge of that. You know what? I tried to go back and I tried to emulate Final Fantasy X because the international edition was translated by fans, and that,
Yeah, I
that adds like
remember
a
that.
ton of stuff
Yeah.
that we never
like
got.
the Dark Aeons and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that game looks pretty hideous today.
Yeah, but now we're getting an HD remake of Final Fantasy X, huh?
That is
Yeah.
retro. We could talk about. I mean, I wonder if it's going to be a remake or it's going to be like Resident Evil 4's quote unquote remake, which I don't ever think they called it that, but it was more like, hey, it's a port. You know, like it runs in a higher resolution. We didn't
don't know.
touch any of the models or the textures or anything.
I have no idea. There are rumors going around that they're going to rehaul parts of it, but I just don't see why they would. It
Yeah.
might be like
I want them to touch it. Just someone to come in and just.
you're a
Poke it.
dirty girl, Janine.
I say, Brian, please agree with me on this. Let's remake Final Fantasy IX.
Oh no.
Brian, are you
Boy,
there?
I've never.
Silent.
Click.
The only Final Fantasy game I've ever played was 13.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Wait, what did you think?
You
of
why
that?
did you? Yeah.
I hated it with every fiber of
Oh,
my
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, you actually literally played the worst one in the series.
Yeah.
You want to go back and play.
Start,
ones.
Start with Final Fantasy. I would say start with 6 if you
I
can,
would
if you
actually
can
start
handle.
with 10. Because if Final Fantasy 13, because between the graphics and I've always thought 6 was overrated.
Ooh.